Good evening. Welcome to Juju's Dollhouse. Welcome to this Sunday's edition of Let's Talk. Come on in the room, guys. Come on in the room and join us as we have a conversation tonight in Let's Talk. Come on in the room, everybody come in. And while you're coming in, I would kindly ask that you would like this live and share it. Share it, like it, and invite a friend to come on in with you. Um, Share it, like it, and invite a friend to come. Okie dokie. How's everyone doing today? I hope everybody is doing well, and I hope everyone has had an awesome day. The temperature out there is playing tricks on us. Y'all, okay, I am a one woman show, so uh, forgive me when stuff goes crazy like this. I need to get me a production crew to help me, but anyway, I'm trying to work all these things out by myself. But come on in the room and uh, and let's get ready for some in-depth discussion. When you come in, like I said, let me know that you're here and give me some emojis. Hello, Duchess. Hello, Beverly Christian Jordan. How are you all? How are you ladies doing? Thank you for joining us this evening. Anyway, welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk. I am your host, Julia Thomas, Juju, and I'm coming to you live from the house that Juju built, Juju's Dollhouse. Each week here on Let's Talk, we will discuss current events and their impact on the Black community. We will also highlight local Black-owned businesses, local entrepreneurs, local artisans, and upcoming events which will give small businesses an opportunity to showcase their products. Let's Talk is created to be a positive, uplifting, and informative discussion. All constructive opinions are welcome, as we must learn to listen and to consider the opinions of others, even if we don't necessarily agree with them. If your comments are not coming from a place of love and not intended to uplift, we kindly ask that you please find another forum for those opinions. Please note that any opinions that I might share on this broadcast is strictly that, my opinion. And this isn't intended to be a news show, but we will try our best to steer clear of gossip and broadcasting things that are knowingly untrue. You will also get an opportunity to see new designs from By Juju for you. Y'all like my hat and scarf set? This is a Juju original. And then you will also get an opportunity to see the new dolls that are revealed as they are revealed. I'll also spotlight small businesses and give them an opportunity to showcase their products throughout the broadcast. I hope that this broadcast is a safe place where everyone feels comfortable sharing their opinions and their views. About the host, I am just a sinner saved by grace, and every good and perfect part of me comes from God. Therefore, at every opportunity, I will give him all praise and all glory. My motto is I am walking by faith, inspiring hope and showing love all along the way. I will note that I am a state employee, and as a result, there may be some topics that I have to steer clear of. That being said, let's talk. Tonight's topic is incarceration and reentry. How's everybody doing? I'm so glad you all have come. I see Ashley Milford. Hey, Pooh. I see Miss Stephanie Lee. Hey, Stephanie. Thank you for joining. Hey, Vinny E. Thank you for joining us this evening. And so tonight we're going to talk about a very important topic, something that I know may touch a lot of us, and that is incarceration in the Black community. And I'm going to start out by giving you a few statistics. First of all, at the end of the year 2022, there were over 1,230,000 individuals incarcerated in the United States of America. Approximately 394,000 of those were Black or African Americans. On average, Black Americans are 5 times more likely to be imprisoned than their white counterparts. And in some states, that disparity is much greater. For example, in New Jersey, Blacks are 12.5 times more likely to be incarcerated than whites. Um, Hello, I see Hold Up the Light. Hold Up the Light will be joining us tonight as our special guest. So, hello, Hold Up the Light. Thank you for joining in. And Hold Up the Light is going to have some good information, some good news about programs that are available to those who are recently released, the formerly incarcerated. Alrighty, so we want to start off where I ask you the question, what do you attribute the large disparity in the prison rate between our Black and our white Americans? What do we attribute that? What do you think? Why do you think there's such a large disparity between the two groups? Hello, Miss Maria Menifee Davis. How are you today? Thank you for joining Let's Talk. Does anybody have any opinions on the reason behind the the big difference in those that are incarcerated, Black versus white? Anybody have any ideas or comments on that? Okay, some of the reasons that I looked at when I was doing my research, it was talking about the policing, the difference in policing between African Americans and the white counterparts. So, do you all think that there's a disparity or there's a difference in policing between African Americans and white Americans, Black Americans and white Americans? Do you think Black Americans are more likely to be incarcerated, more likely to be arrested for the same offense, more likely to be incarcerated, more likely to have stiffer, harsher prison sentences than white Americans? Any thoughts on that? Anybody? Any thoughts? Come on, y'all. Y'all not talking to me tonight. Talk to me. I need y'all to talk to me. I want to hear your opinions on these things. Um, um, Also, we'll say that once an individual has been incarcerated, it is much more likely that that person will be um, incarcerated again. That means that they will go back to prison. They're more likely that they will go back to prison. And that is, when a person goes to prison and goes back, we call that recidivism. And the recidivism rates, actually, I knew they were high, but they actually surprised me because according to the research that I did, 44%, 44% of individuals, will go back to prison within the first year of their being released. Um, Duchess says that she does think that there's a difference in the way that laws are applied and enforced, and that includes both racial differences and economic differences. And I agree with you on the racial and the economic. And I think that generally, uh, our white counterparts have better access to better, uh, I would say, better lawyers, because you're looking at the economics part of it. And then they also have more connections. Okay, I know the judge, or I know somebody who can help me, or help my child in this situation, because we all know of situations where perhaps a white individual has committed a crime that would have landed us in prison for a long time, and they end up not serving any prison time, doing probation, or doing very minimal prison time. And so that is definitely one thing. Miss Beverly Christian Jordan said, I've seen instances where two individuals of different ethnicities are charged different for the same crime. And we and that is true. And I think a lot of time profiling, a person is more likely to be stopped by a police officer. And then when the police officer stops them, they do what are searches and things of this nature, that wouldn't necessarily occur if they were to stop a white individual or a person of a different race or ethnicity. And I think probably some of us have been victims of profiling, where we have been minding our own business and stopped by police officers for just driving while being black. I know I have, and I'm sure some of you all have. And then if you go, and then they're gonna run your tags and run your ID and everybody that's in the car, and all these kind of things. So there is different treatment for those who have been who are black. For us, there is different treatment sometimes for us. Um, and I was talking about the recidivism rate, and I was telling you that it was 44% within the first year, 68% in within 3 years. 68% of individuals who have been incarcerated are likely to be reincarcerated within the within 3 years. That's a lot. That is a huge number. And then 77% are likely to be re-imprisoned within 5 years of them being released. Why do you think that the recidivism rates are so high? Hey, Stacy Dillard, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Miss Sharonda Anthony, thank you for joining us. Althea Thomas, thank you all for joining Let's Talk. Why do you think those recidivism? Because I knew that the recidivism rate was high, but those numbers astounded me. I was just blown away. I was so surprised. I had no idea. 77% of those people who have been incarcerated are likely to be reincarcerated within 5 years of their release. Why do you think that uh, recidivism rate is so high? And what is it that we can do to help reduce that recidivism rate? And that is something that is what we're going to talk about this evening. Reentry programs, really, because we have identified the problem, not the problem, the problem, and but what can we do or what can be done to help us um, to help reduce that large number. Um, Before I introduce my special guest for this evening, I do want to highlight. I have a couple of small businesses that I'm going to highlight tonight. And first of all, I would like to bring on Mrs. Beverly Christian Jordan with intimate settings and so forth. So, Mrs. Beverly Christian Jordan, do you mind requesting to be brought on screen so all the people can see your beautiful face and we can talk about your business for just a second? Mrs. Christian Jordan? While Miss Christian Jordan is coming on, Miss Maria Menifee Davis says it's high because rehabilitation does not exist. And most return to the same environment that they were in when they got in trouble originally. And we were okay, and I was watching a program. It says that you want to join. Let me see how I add you in. I told you, oh Lord, I done went all the way off. I done turned the whole live off. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back, y'all. I told you I don't know how to work this that good. Let me get you in here, Beverly Christian Jordan. There you go. Okay, let's add you in. Alrighty. And Duchess says she totally agrees with Maria about the the resources not being available. Hello, Mrs. Christian Jordan. How are you doing this evening? Oh, we're doing great. We're doing fabulous. Thank you for joining us. Miss Beverly Christian Jordan is uh, the owner of Intimate Settings and so forth. Tell us about your business, Beverly. Okay. See, I didn't know that part of it, so thank you for that. I'll know when I get ready to have my my wedding reception. I'll know who to call. Okay. That's awesome. And your stuff is just beautiful. And I know you have a lot of different stuff, but I'm just wondering, do you have any of your Afrocentric stuff that you can show us? Because, you know, Black History Month is coming up next month. Do you have any of that Afrocentric stuff that you can show us? Yes, ma'am. Okay. And those are heart-shaped earrings. Okay. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's nice. And Beverly, do you make all these? Are they all handcrafted? Oh, you can make them clip on. So are those the one that you're showing now? Those are clip on. Oh, okay. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay. And does she have any Afrocentric bracelets for the oh that's cute. So did you do the earrings or did she do the earrings? Okay. Okay. Well, that is awesome. So, Beverly, tell us how we can get in contact with you to buy some of this stuff. Because, like I said, um, Black History Month is rolling in this week, and we need to be ready. We need to have all our armor together so that we can represent all month long. Okay, and we got an extra day this year, we need some extra stuff. So how can we get in touch with you? Okay, and you'll put that information in the mess in. Okay, so we'll have that. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, that is red trimmed out in white. Okay, okay. Those are pearls. Oh, okay. You fancy, huh? All right. Well, thank you so much, Beverly. And we will be shopping, intimate settings, and so forth. I'm gonna need you to boost up your inventory on your rental supplies. Get ready for this swing. For this, you got some time. I gotta find a oven first, but anyway, you, you'll be ready by that time. All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And everybody, make sure you all look at Beverly's contact information. She's going to put it out there for us. And you all shop with her, support her. And remember, there are items that's going to go to support Huddle. And we're going to talk to Huddle right now. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, you got one more thing. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. You have a good night. All right. All righty then. Joining me now is Miss Tiffany Williams, and she is the
Yes.
founder of Huddle. And we're gonna have a little conversation, and First of all, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Williams?
Yes, thank you. My name is Tiffany Williams. As she said, I am the founder of Huddle, which is Hold Up the Light. Um, I am the cousin of Miss Beverly Christian Jordan. Hold Up the Light was born from the absolute love and pride of my family, of the Christian family, of the perfectly imperfect family. Hold Up the Light, the name came from our dear oldest cousin who is gone to heaven and is looking down on us, Jackie Harris. And she would often sign out on Facebook or emails HUTL. So I asked her one day, what does that mean? Hey, Beth, what does that mean? And she told me, hold up the light. And that was how she wanted to live her life. And that is indeed how she lived her life. As a light shining to the world where there is light, there can be no darkness. And so that's what we embody and Hold Up the Light.
All righty then. So Huddle is something. It is you just started it, right?
Yes.
You're just in the infancy phase.
Very. We were actually incorporated on January 8th of this year, so it is brand new, and we're so excited, and we thank you for having us on to spread the information, spread the awareness, and spread our mission.
And exactly, what is the mission of Huddle?
Huddle's mission is to reduce recidivism rate in our community. We plan to do that, we plan to do that by offering previously incarcerated men services such as education, basic education, financial literacy, mentoring, work readiness programs. All of our individuals that do not have a high school diploma or GED would start our program in reaching toward those goals and achievements.
Alrighty, so what made you want to pursue this type of nonprofit?
Well, it's more than what I wanted to do. It was, I think God gave that to me to do last year, and I believe I shared with you on several different occasions, a stirring in my spirit, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was something to, quote, worry about, if it was a blessing. I just did not know, but I heard the Lord tell me to trust and obey. I have not always been good at trusting or obeying, but once I did, I was actually at work. I also am a state of Alabama employee, and we were at a conference a few months ago. I believe it was in August, and we were in one of the conferences, one of the breakout sessions, and it was about recidivism. It was about reentry and education, and it dropped in my spirit, and I knew at that moment, and I told you, it all actually brought me to tears, which you say a good gust of wind brings me to tears, but that's all right. But I knew right then that's what we were supposed to do, and when it dropped in my spirit, I knew Huddle, Hold Up the Light, was to be the name of our organization.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions there. Beverly wants to know, for those who don't know, what is recidivism?
Awesome question. It is re-entering prison after release. It is, and as Juju said, it is much too high. It is much too high, but it is when a person is released, whether EOS, end of sentence, or parole, probation, released from incarceration, the rate of or the risk of re-entering incarceration.
Reoffending and re-entering. Okay. And Mr. Jackson, what about women? The it's for men and women, correct? Huddle will.
Huddle, we would provide services, but in the final phase of Hold Up the Light, it will be temporary housing as well. So one of your viewers mentioned that sometimes recidivism happens because these individuals don't have anywhere to go. They go back to the environment that they came from. So the final phase will be temporary housing or a halfway house for those that need more intense treatment or case management.
And that would be for men.
That is only for men.
But the educational service, the job readiness services, the
We
soft
are
skill
open
training,
we're open to doing those, but as of right now, with a very small board, a working board, actually it's two of us, we can only focus on men. And the reason I say that is because the idea or the mission stemmed also from some of our family members that were incarcerated, and they came out of incarceration to a loving family, to a family of people who cared. So they are now thriving. They're doing very well in the community. They are working. They are paying taxes. They are productive members of society. They are no longer offending. So that's
okay.
why.
And so you're in the initial phase, it will focus on men.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it will focus on men. And then we have Mr. Jackson. He wants to know, is this program in conjunction with any other organizations?
This organization is a standalone. However, we will be using or utilizing services that are already established, as in community colleges for basic education, adult basic education, and work readiness.
So when a person would come in, you would know what resources are available. You would assess that individual to see where they are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what their needs are.
Absolutely.
And then you would, after that, come up with a plan, IEP, plan to for them, to get them to a point of self-sufficiency, to get them to a point of independency, and to get them to a point where they won't feel the need to reoffend.
Yes, and sometimes it's not even the need or the want to reoffend. That's all they know. So we will be changing mindsets. We'll be changing those parts of their lives.
So how do you change the mindsets of a person who all they know is, say, if they were a drug dealer, all they know is dealing drugs?
Mentoring. Education, a family environment, expectations, and accountability.
Okay. All righty then. So we talked about the services that they would receive and Huddle. So is Huddle available now?
Right now, again, we're in the first phase. Again, we're in the infancy. So right now, we're trying to raise awareness. We're trying to get our name out. We're trying to develop programs. And right now, we're seeking funding so that we can develop programs, so that we can. Phase 2 would be implementing programs that would be case management and such, so that we can move into phase 3, which is the Huddle House, as it will be.
All right. And Maria Davis did indicate that this is much needed. Yes, it is. Because let me tell you, we talked about the recidivism rates, but there are reentry programs, and our current President Biden, has put an emphasis on reentry programs so that we can stop people from reoffending and that vicious cycle that they're going in and out of prison. And when we have a successful reentry program, they have an 86% success rate. That means the people, that 86% of them will not reoffend. And that's awesome when you have 77% recidivism rates for people who are not into these programs. And then this would cut that down to a 14% recidivism rate for those who go through these type of programs. So yes, that is much needed.
I did want to.
Okay, let me see. Let's see. Is the recidivism rate for women lower than for men? And Beverly, I did not. I'm sorry, I did not look that up. In Alabama, it's so different because the incarceration rate for women is so much lower than the incarceration rate for men in the state of Alabama. And part of that is because of the sentencing. Women are much less likely in the state of Alabama. I think it's just simply because they don't have the place to house them, but they are much less likely to be sentenced to prison time. So I don't know what the exact recidivism rate by sex is. Mr. Jackson did say, how will you acquire funding? Will you write grants, do fundraisers? Will this program receive any funding from the state?
Mr. Jackson, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you mentioned funding. It's a huge misconception that most funding for nonprofits come from grants. They do not. Most funding comes from individual donors, sponsors, corporate sponsors, mainly individuals, and fundraising. I did want to mention, since you did say that, our first fundraiser is a raffle for a Valentine's Day basket. Thank you. It's well over 75%, $75 worth of merchandise. It includes Bath and Body Works spray and candle, insulated mug, bottle of wine, Intimate Settings, and so forth was so gracious to donate a $20 voucher for her merchandise. And as we said, that we need to make sure we're shopping with her. The tickets for this are only $5. You can let me, Julia, Beverly know if you need tickets for the raffle.
And so since Intimate Settings was so nice and so generous to give you a $25 gift certificate, Juju for You will also give you a gift certificate. Remind me to do that, and I will give you a $25 gift certificate to add to your basket. Male offenders generally recidivate at higher rates than females. Among males, 57% were rearrested within 2 years. Among females, the figure was 47%. Thank you so much, Duchess, for that information. I appreciate that. But like Tiffany said, these programs, and if you have an opportunity to support any of these programs, please do so. And if you have an opportunity to support Hold Up the Light, then please do so, because they are much needed in our communities. We want to be able to prevent, of course, our community members from entering into the prison systems at all. Mm-hmm. But once they have been there and they get out, we want to make sure that they have all of the resources that they need to prevent them from reoffending. How can a person who would want to support or donate to Hold Up the Light Huddle, how would they be able to do that?
You can go to our website. There is a donate button. The website is holdupthelight.canva.site. Always go back to visit our website is always in development, but on the first page there is a donate button. You can always support our fundraisers. We do have Cash App, which is Hold Up the Light. I did, Julia, if you don't mind, want to address something that Maria brought up, and that was that rehab really doesn't exist or not much. That would definitely be a part of our program. If they have or had an addiction, they would be required, and we would be hosting 12-step programs and others such as that.
And that is so great. We need to have the Alcoholic Anonymous uh, 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 and the other 12 Narcotic Anonymous in our communities for our people in safe spaces, because I was thinking about that recently. You know, a lot of times we have to go to other communities to attend these type programs, and we don't feel those are not safe spaces for us. We don't feel comfortable going there. So if we have safe spaces for people, and we are there supporting our own, and there is nothing in the world wrong with getting support from outside the community and from people outside of the community coming in and supporting the community, but we need to learn to support our own. And so I thank you so much, Tiffany. And when you get off, will you please go in and put your contact information, yes, in the comments, so that anyone who is interested in donating, anyone who have more questions, anyone who wants to visit your website can do so. We'll have, yes, that information. So thank you. Thank you
for having me.
Oh, you are so welcome. I appreciate
thank
it.
Thank you to your viewers and for all the questions.
Alrighty then. So we just want to thank Tiffany for coming out tonight. That was very informative, and like I said, we want to do all that we can to prevent our people in our communities from entering into the prison system. But if they have entered in, we want to make sure that they don't get in that vicious cycle where they are re-entering in and out like it's a revolving door. We don't want them to be in that revolving door system. So there are lots of re-entry programs. That is something that is really big right now. Like I said, President Biden has a $145 billion program that he has started here, and it's trickled down there a lot in the state. And if you want to know more about reentry programs, let me know, because that is part of what, as Tiffany said, what we do at the 9 to 5, trying to re-educate and take people from dependency, whatever the reason for their dependency, to self-sufficiency. Okay, and tonight we have another, and if you have any other questions, any other comments, keep them coming. But we have another small business that we want to highlight tonight, and our second business is going to be Joyce's Jewelry. So Joyce, if you don't mind, will you just go right on ahead and request to be brought onto the live? And Beverly said intimacy. Oh, she put her contact information in there. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Mr. Jackson, Tiffany is going to post the website address and all that information. So Joyce, hey, Tanya Faye Pitt Strickland, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us tonight here on Let's Talk. We're talking about the incarceration in the Black community and recidivism and how to reduce that. But thank you so much for joining us. Duchess, if you would go ahead and request to be brought on to the live so we can talk about Joyce's jewelry, that would be awesome. Let me see. There you go, Duchess. Let's get you in there. Okay. Um, wouldn't let me add you. Let's see. Let's try it again. Okay. Alrighty then. Anyway, Joyce's jewelry. Let me know what you got going on, ma'am. Talk to me. Let me know what you got going on. But I want you all to know that in February we're gonna have some wonderful topics. We're gonna start the month off. Next week we're gonna be talking about heart health. That is something that is very near and dear to me, and something that women, as well as especially Black women, need to make sure that we are aware of. Um, John said, I pressed the button. And then what happened when you pressed the button? Uh, thank you, Miss Strickland. I may need you next week. We're talking about something that may be near and dear to you, but I'll get in contact with you, Miss Strickland, and talk about that. But we're gonna talk about heart health. That will be next week, and then the following week we'll be talking about love. And somebody asked me, what do I know about love? And I said, oh, okay, you being funny now. So, but anyway, there's more than one type of love, not just romantic love. So we'll be talking about all types of love, family love, sibling love. We will be talking about that romantic love. We got one person here who's been married for over 30 years, and that's Duchess Thomas. So if I don't know anything about love, she does. She can help me out. And then we'll also be talking about Black history. So February will be a great month. So make sure you mark your calendar to so that you won't miss an episode of not you won't miss any of the editions of Let's Talk. So here we have with us tonight the owner of Joyce's Jewelry. Hi, Joyce. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Y'all know Joyce, of course, is my big sister. She's the boss lady. But anyway, we're going to talk about her business that she bought. Not me. She bought me, but she bought her business as well. Um, so tell us about your business, Joyce, Duchess. And Duchess did just mention that tomorrow, same time, live here from Juju's Dollhouse, we will be having a pre-Valentine's Day sale, and it will feature handcrafted items from by Juju for you, as well as from Joyce's Jewelry. And Joyce, she always tries to understate what she does, her talents and her giftings, but she is so creative with the jewelry. And I have been trying to figure out how to get certain pieces of her jewelry nationwide because they are so unique, and they are, she creates them in her head, a lot of the pieces, and then once she visualizes, then she handcrafts those pieces. So are you going to show us a few pieces? She's been working lately with a lot of pearls. She loves pearls, and a lot of crystals, and they are all beautiful. So you're going to show us some pieces. I meant to have on a piece of your jewelry. I was too busy putting on my scarf today that I didn't put your jewelry on. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. Those pieces are beautiful. Absolutely stunning. They are beautiful. I love it. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Duchess. I look forward to our sale tomorrow. That's tomorrow night, live here from the Dollhouse, Juju's Dollhouse, the house that Juju built, 7 o'clock p.m. So we hope that everyone will come out and invite a friend, tell somebody else about it, and get some things for Valentine's Day, for Black History Month. Just get something just because you see something that you like. What your host is wearing today is something that you can purchase. It is the bucket hat as well as the scarf, and I will have those for sale on tomorrow night as well. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and for joining in this discussion. And I would encourage you all to support Huddle, Huddle, as well as Intimate Settings and so forth. Miss Beverly Christian Jordan and Joyce's Jewelry, Miss Joyce Duchess Thomas, and all other small businesses. One other thing I want to let you guys know before we leave is that we will St. Luke AME Church. I got to throw my church in there tonight. We'll be having its annual Juneteenth celebration. It'll be June 15th this year, Saturday, June 15th. And we are soliciting vendors. So if you have a small business, if you sell crafts, and or if you have like Huddle, you want to promote your nonprofit, just let us know, and I will be sending out reminders to those that have vended with us in the past at the beginning of next month, which will be later on this week, so that we can go ahead and start getting those vendors together. But anyway, I thank you guys so much for joining us, and I just encourage everyone to reach out and touch somebody, help somebody that may be in need. Look at your community, look at our community, and see what it is that you can do, however small or however, whether big or small. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but see what you can do to make a positive impact on our community. Yes, we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. And if we don't do it, who will? All right, so thank you guys for joining us. I'm just a reminder that I am walking by faith, inspiring hope, and sharing love all along the way. I am Juju, and this is the house that Juju built, Juju's Dollhouse. I am that mountain moving giant slayer, and I'm going to say good night. And I just pray that you all will have much love and many blessings. Good night.